It's February. It's about to rain. We're in England. It's cold. I was going to do this demonstration out in a real field because I've been sent a field easel from Meeden, and I thought, oh, we'll go in a real field. I'll put it to test. I don't feel like painting on plein air when it's about to rain and it's really, really cold. So instead, I'm in my vegetable patch, and I thought I would demonstrate to you this field easel. So, thank you, Meeden, for sending it. This is the tripod and this is the drawing board. Let's see how easy it is to put together, and then we'll get back into the warm of my studio and have some conclusions. So if I was painting outside, well, I wouldn't usually be dressed like this. Look, I've got my wellies on because I'm standing in my veggie patch, and my bobble hat, and I've even put a bobble hat on my microphone. It's meant to make the sound better, but maybe it won't. So the field easel, this is for when you are going to paint on plein air and you need something really substantial to paint on. It comes with this aluminium tripod, and so we'll see how easy it is to do. So 3 legs, you've just got little clips that you can release. So you could have it as a table easel, you could have it at a height for sitting, you could have it as a height for standing. That goes down like that. Let's make sure you can sort of pretty much see. This must come up a bit further, like that. And it's got, let me zoom closer, it's got a camera plate that it comes with, so if you are a photographer you can use that, or you just take that off and don't lose it. Let me put the board on. So it comes with the board. I'll give you the dimensions in a moment, and you've just got a clip there that goes in, and the clip holds it in place. And look, see, that's all in place now. Oh, in fact, sorry, I'm going to come back again. And then it's got this clever thing for resting all your bits and bobs on. And that just fits over like that. So it's really quick to set up and presumably really quick to take down when the heavens are going to open in a couple of minutes' time. Now, I'm quite tall. I'm 5'9". What's that? 175 centimetres. And that would be a really nice height for me. You can adjust the height. It does have a carrying case for the tripod. Doesn't look like it would be the most substantial thing in the world, but let's not lose that. Now, say you were a really hardy artist, and I'm not a hardy artist, look at me for goodness sakes. But if you were and you were out sketching in a gale, I would suggest very strongly that you weight it down a bit more. Now, my rucksack's got a very handy hook, and I would just hook something under the easel with some weight in, and that would just keep it down and be a bit more substantial. And then you can do paint, 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 and when you're finished, take it to pieces and you'll be done. Shall we have a look and see how quick it is to take to pieces? So we're in Britain. Oh, it's raining. What a surprise. So we take off the board, take off the paint palette, take off the weight that's been hopefully stopping it blowing away in the gale, and then the clips on each leg, push up, keep those in, clips on each leg, And this is only the second time I've put it up. I did practice, or not practice, I did check when it arrived. So it's not like I'm a super expert on this. That is really easy. There you go, it is done. Oh, and by the way, it's got one of those tilty, slippy, can adjust it any which way. You can have it flat, totally up, to an angle. Where did I put that bag? There it is. Yeah, at this point I could be running for shelter, no problem. That's just got to go down like that. Oh, there we go. Over my hand. Brilliant. Only problem I can see, so that's the palette. Say you actually use that as a mixing palette and it's got a handy hole for your water container. If I've got loads of wet paint in there, it might go everywhere. I guess what I would do is just use the board as a palette cover if I'd use that. And I'd probably have a strap I'd put around that to keep it together, I reckon. Okay. I'm getting really cold, and let's go into the studio and I will tell you how much it costs, what the sizes are and where you can get it and what I think. Oh, that's better. I'm in the studio again and there's muddy footprints everywhere from my wellies, but that was the nearest to a field experiment that I could do for you for a field easel. So the easel is from Meeden, as I said, and it came with an instruction sheet, but I reckon the only thing I wasn't quite sure about was how you put the palette tray on, and actually at the moment you look at it, it's obvious. It was really easy to put up and indeed take down, so that's good. Weight wise, because I have a great belief that I am not a donkey and therefore I do not want to be carrying huge amounts of art equipment with me if I'm going urban sketching or painting outside. And weight wise, it's 1.5 kilos. That's what I measured it at, which is just over £3 for those who work in pounds and ounces. So that's really good and light, and I don't think you could object to that. So as I say, I'm quite tall and it felt a really nice height, and I have got the measurements here. It can go from 43 to 165 centimetres, and in inches, 17 to 65 inches. So there's a lot of flexibility in that, and if you're on rough ground, say, you can adjust the legs individually, which is great. All I would say is, because it is so lightweight, I would definitely think about hanging a weight from the middle of it just to give it an extra bit of stability. But the splay of those 3 legs is quite wide, so I think that's again very good for stability on maybe rougher ground. I double checked, and in terms of what load it can actually bear, it can take up to 5 kilos in weight. Now, if you're a watercolourist, I can't imagine what you would put on it that would weigh 5 kilos. But just so that you know, 5 kilos is £11. So it's a pretty strong tripod to bear that amount of weight. The drawing board is 39 by 30 centimetres, which is about, 14, 15 by 12 inches. So it's not massive, but on the whole, maybe you don't paint massive when you're on plein air, because if you were painting, full sheets of watercolour paper, unless you live in a lovely warm country, they are going to take too long to dry for that sort of on plein air work. I'm sure you could get a bigger board with that universal clip if you needed to. Price-wise, the easel is £69.95, so in the UK, and in North America it is $64.95. Meeden have very kindly given me a 10% off discount code. So if you go into the description, I'll put it there along with a link. So if you want to treat yourself to the easel or indeed any of their other products, and do look at their ceramic palettes, which are just gorgeous, then you can get 10% off that. I love urban sketching. I tend to go out urban sketching with the least amount of equipment possible because, say, I am not a donkey. So I tend to end up sitting on a curb or a handy fallen down tree. I like painting standing up, and given how lightweight that is and how flexible for whether I want it flat if I'm using watercolour or more upright if I'm using pen and wash, I think I might start using this. And I'll look professional if nothing else. I do quite a few reviews of art materials. Usually I try to be more professional than standing in a vegetable patch. But if you've found this useful, please think about subscribing. Please hit the like button. And if you leave a comment, that's even nicer because then YouTube thinks, ooh, they've left a comment. That must be good. I'll show this film to other people. So thanks once again to Meeden for sending it to me. When the weather gets better, say it's beginning of February now, that's not going to be for a few months. When it gets better and I use it outside, I will try and do another film to show it actually in use, and I'll let you know how I get on.